In this video, we're going to talk about the vertical line test. So before you look at this lesson, some things you should be comfortable with. You should understand the coordinate axis, the XY plane, and also generally what is a function. But we'll review really quickly. A function is basically a relationship where if we put in one input, we only get out one output. So the important thing is the output, we only get one out. And in general, when we're talking about stuff in math class, that means we're going to put in an x value and we should get out one y value. All right, so we want to determine if this graph represents a function. All right, so remember that this is our x values and this is our y values. So if I put in one x, I should get out one y. So let's just say I put in 5. What y value do I get out? Well, this is the x value 5, all this kind of vertical line, and that hits my graph right here at this point, 5, 3. So when I input the x value 5, my y value is 3. So 5 for my function goes to 3. And that's fine. If I have one input, I get that one output. I could do the same thing for, say, -2. All right, -2 hits my graph here at the point -2, -3. So I put in -2 into my function, I get, or my relationship, we don't know if it's a function yet, I get -3. All right, but let's try 1. All right, 1 is here. All right, 1 hits my graph here at 1, 3. And it also, if I go downward, hits my graph there at 1, -3. So for the number 1, in one hand, I can get out 3. In another hand, I can get out -3. All right, which means this is not a function. All right, this does not represent a function because the one input 1 gets multiple outputs 3 and -3. So in order to quickly determine if a graph represents a function, we're basically going to do what we just did. We're going to look at some x value and think about all the places we have that x value. And you can see this creates a vertical line. So this is called the vertical line test. All right, if any vertical line, a single one, hits your graph more than once, it is not a function. So we saw in that last one, we hit -3 down here and +3 up there, and that makes it not a function. But if I draw a vertical line and it only hits my graph once, that's fine because that one x value just has one y value. All right, so let's look at some examples. All right, so determine if this graph represents a function. So what I'm gonna do is just basically just draw a bunch of vertical lines, or as vertical as I can make them on my iPad. And I wanna see, do these vertical lines hit my graph one time or more times? All right, 0 is fine. So on the left hand, it doesn't hit my graph at all. That's fine. Here, I hit my graph once, and I could keep doing this forever, but you can kind of get the general idea. Is this a function? Yes, all right, because it passes the vertical line test. The vertical lines only hit it a single time. All right, what about this relationship? Is this a function? Again, just draw some vertical lines. Again, I have some 0. All right, this one hits my graph once, but this one at about 2 hits my graph there and there. So if my vertical line hits my graph twice, that means I have this one x value that has multiple y values, and that makes it not a function. All right, it fails the vertical line test. All right, so here's one for you to try on your own. All right, determine if this represents a function. All right, I'll show you the answer in 3, 2, 1. Correct answer is that no, this is not a function because you can draw a lot of different vertical lines that hit this graph more than once, so it's not a function. All right, so go ahead and practice this. All right, make sure you can use the vertical line test to determine if a graph represents a function.